The Knicks? That, as in the New York Knicks? Man, it's a good thing the NBA might cancel the season because that's probably a win for the Knicks fans. You know what I'm saying? we're on. Ooh.
Yo, haha. Bill never said.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Mel Neversaint coming back from the backseat again because your boy got a sneaker today. I do have the Yeezy 350 Cinder Reflectives that just came in, so we can look at the differences between the non-reflectives and the reflective version that I have over here. And then I'll show you some subtle differences between one and the other. From what I've seen based off the pictures, there's not much of a difference, but I figured I wanted to get this video in before the Yeezy 700 V3 Alpha is released tomorrow. From everything I'm gathering, it seems like it's going to be a 7 o'clock release on YeezySupply.com, and it might be a 10 a.m. release on Adidas for the Yeezy 700 V3 Alphas. I will be trying to go after that and try to have that review in as well. But for now, let's just stick to the Cinders. Now, I don't know what it is with this drop. This was the weirdest drop that I've ever, actually the hardest drop that I've ever had in my life. And pause for that previous comment, because the thing about this shoe is that when it released, it was supposed to be a shot drop at 12 o'clock that ended up going into 3 o'clock in the morning because the YeezySupply.com website, again, in my belief that I mentioned in my previous video, got hacked. So because of that, that basically put the whole release on hold that was supposed to be 12 o'clock, pushed it to 3 o'clock. And if you waited, you probably had a good chance of getting it. Some people, unfortunately, did not. So with that said and done, these just came in today. And I got my pair of Yeezy 350 Cinder Reflectives. Again, I don't really see much of a difference, but we'll do the on feet. And there's a couple things that I want to show you about specifically the identity or the identification of each shoe to make sure everything matches. Certain things that you should check for, especially in your Yeezys, because let's just say you bought like 50, as I'm waving the scissors, let's just say you bought like 50 or 60 pairs of Yeezy Cinder Reflectives, right? How you know which box goes to which shoe? I will show you exactly what to look for and what makes each identification number unique from itself. So let's get this thing open.
Yeezy Supply exclusive. Actually, yes, it was Yeezy Supply exclusive. This thing open. It was very limited. Very limited. Try to open this box. Hopefully I can get this inside the car without knocking things over like I normally do. Your boy is country. And here we go, here we go, here we go. Got the box right here.
Let's take this thing out. Put this right here. Get a little better at this. I'll put this down here. All right, so we got the personal pair, size 13, Yeezy Reflective. You can see it right there. Now, when I'm looking at this box, actually, if you're looking at this box, there is what's called a UPC PO number. That UPC PO number is actually on the RFID sticker that you see right there. It is also featured on the shoe itself. I didn't take the shoe out. But if you look on like the tag, this is the non-reflective. If you look on the tag, take the scissors out, you'll notice that on the end, you'll see that same PO number right there. And it's also in the shoe itself, which I should have a picture of, at least this one, a picture of on this side, so you can see what I'm talking about. All three of those must match. And the reason why is because they are unique to each shoe. There's no number that should be the same. If it is, then that's obviously a factory flaw or it's a fake. And basically that number on this RFID chip, and I'll actually show you what it looks like behind the black light in a separate video. We'll get into that. But it makes the shoe unique to the shoe itself. So, you know, if there's replicas out there, again, it is fakes. But those are the three things you want to make sure that matches. Again, that UPC number has to be, that's on the tag, must match what's inside the shoe. Don't forget that, you know, inside of the Yeezy shoes, there's always that, if I can get this there, there's always that tag that's inside there. And then it also must match the box. And that's how you know that the shoe should go with the box itself. Now, with all that yabbering done, I'll just say yabbering, let's get inside the Yeezy 350 Reflective and see what the subtle differences are. I think I saw a couple of them, but not much. And depending on how you take this box, or how you take the shoes out your box, You're gonna notice some subtle differences between this is, oh my god, it's gotta be Chicago because it is like windy as hell over here. There's some subtle differences between the reflective version, which you're seeing right here, bada boom, bada boom. Again, it comes with that tag, right? Of course, the style number is going to be different. In this case, we got FY4176 pointed right there. You can see that. But I mean, looking at the reflective version, which is this pair, and then looking at the non-reflective version, which is this pair. Am I holding it right? I'm not even holding it right. This pair. You'll notice that the only difference is the actual stripe. It's the whole reflection. The one thing that I noticed, at least looking at this from up close and personal, as the fire alarms are going on in the background, is that the Yeezy 350 reflectives, they have a thicker stripe. And what I mean by that is when you take the shoe, and actually you'll see this in another video with the hands, I can put my hands basically through the vent itself, and you can see right through that, so it shows that it's like there's some breathability with the non-reflective pair. But with the reflective pair itself, there is not much breathability. I think it's covered up because of the whole 3M. But looking at the shoes side by side, you can see they are exactly the same, outside of the fact that, you know, one is a reflective version, one isn't. Even on the back to the old heel tab or the pull tab, you'll see that that's exactly the same. They do feature that same 3M reflective, but this is the reflective versus the non-reflective. And again, I'll show a separate video with the black light. We'll do it on feet with the reflection so you can see what it looks like on feet. But from what I can see right now, some people are going to prefer the non-reflective over the reflective based off the simple fact that when you have this in a certain light, this is just plain and simple, right? Unless you're that person that just wants to be unique because you have a limited version of it and say, look, mine reflect, yours doesn't. I don't know, to each his own, right? So your boy Magnificent, let's just do the on feet real quick. But before we do the on feet, again, I'm gonna show you the video with the black light because there's certain things that that may stand out with this pair versus this pair. We will see this on the on feet, kind of like its regular view, the way it looks, and normal lighting, and then I'll darken it so you can see the whole reflective shine on there. So until hopefully tomorrow, hopefully I'll have that cop for this 700 Yeezy V3 Albas. But again, when looking at the differences between the the reflective and the non-reflective Yeezy 350 Cinders, did I just call them Cinders? There's really not much of a difference outside of the stripe itself. It is constructed the same exact way. Now, there is a difference in the tagging because the style code, the reason why I actually read off the style code, because when you look at the reflective version, again, that's FY4176. But when you look at the non-reflective pair, this is FY29, I think 03 is what I'm reading. So you notice that that's different. So that's another way you can identify to make sure you're seeing a reflective versus non-reflective. But in terms of the shoe itself, make sure that UPC number is identical in both shoes, right? That little sticker in both shoes, make sure the tag is on there, that's correct, and make sure the box is documented. So your boy Magnificent, let's get straight to the other video so I can show you the black light, the on feet, then we'll go from there, and I'll see you guys later. All right, so here we go. We're looking at the reflective version of the Yeezy 350 Cinders. You can see that on the stripe that you're not able to go through with the lighting, but on the non-reflective, you actually can see a little bit of the inside. Like there's no anything blocking the actual stripe itself. But when you look on the actual RFID, the actual, let me bring this up, the tag, when you put a light that's illuminating, you can see right there the reflective, this is the non-reflective pair actually. You can see the RFID tag, you can see the chip that is behind or actually within the sticker. Something that, you know, some people may or may not know, but you can take the light behind it and see that. So your boy Magnificent, let's do the on feet and go from there.